How's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today I'm going to be explaining all of the errors and cherry picker varieties that you want to be looking for on the Kennedy silver half dollars, so the 90% in 1964, as well as the 40% for any business strike in 65, 66, 67, all the way up to 70. And there's a surprising number. I think it's really 64 to 68 because there aren't any on the last two, but we'll get right into it. I have a clear photo of the error, or maybe two. I'll walk you through that, and then also talk about the different values based off of what condition your coin find will be in. And it is, again, a complete list of everything that PCGS or another major grading company might certify. So let's get right into the first coin. And here we've got the first one. It's a 1964 double die obverse. And the doubling, a lot of the case is going to be that there's doubling in the We Trust and the In God We Trust. Here, that's definitely true. There's clear separation, especially in the serifs of the W, all in the bottom of the R, a clear extra bar in the U. And then when you look in the Liberty, you can see a little bit of notching on the T, but I think that the We Trust is really the place to find it. And in AU 55 condition, this is about an $18 coin, whereas Mint State 63 is about $35 and Mint State 65 is about $150. Obviously, if silver gets more expensive and more valuable, this could go up quickly with that. There's a double die reverse on the same coin, and you can see it pretty well in the stars above the E pluribus unum on the reverse, as well as some notching here in the E, the T, the S. So it's clear, but it's not super visible to the naked eye. AU 55 is going to be about $75, while Mint State 63 is $125, and then a spike to $700 occurs in Mint State 65. So definitely good to, you can check coins that are already in holders to make sure that they're not one of these rare errors. There's 1964D, an error as well, double die obverse. You can see it a little bit in the base of the 1 and the 9 there, but I think really, again, it's going to be the serif and the N, doubling in the G and the O in God We Trust. AU 55 is $25, and then Mint State 63 is $50 to $200. There's also a triple die obverse, and it kind of looks like doubling, except it's tripling if you look closely. Same thing, looking in the W, looking in the bottom of the T and the R and the top of the U. AU 55 is $20, Mint State 63 is $50, and Mint State 65 is about $150. There's a quadruple die, so we're pretty much going up the ranks here. You know, double die, triple die, now quadruple. But this one's, I actually think this is a little more challenging to see. Sure, there is a lot of extra thickness, and you can see some really fine spreading, but it's a little less clear compared to the doubled. This one's quite valuable though. AU 55 is $50. Mint State 63 is $100, and Mint State 65 is $400. I should also mention that the top of the U and the S are also good places to look, as well as the top right of the T. There's a repunched mint mark. This one's on the back of the coin to the bottom left of what I think is like a branch that the eagle's holding, and it's, you know, from our perspective, left side. And it's AU 55 is $25, Mint State 63 is $35, and Mint State 65 is $100, and it's mostly a north-south where the underlying mint mark is to the south of it. 1965, there's a double die reverse, and this one's best seen in the stars. It's just a slight spread, but it's definitely there on those stars, and this will be between $50 in AU 55 and $300 in Mint State 65. And you can see it best kind of in the left part of the stars here, where the doubling is, it's not, super prevalent on every single one of the stars at all positions. 1966, there's, 65 and on, these are 40% halves, and I'm not doing the special mint set ones either. There's more clear doubling. It's in the bars in G, kind of in the top serif, and then some inside separation on the O and the D. And in AU 55, it's a $40 find, whereas Mint State coins are between $80 and $150. There's multiple double dies for 1967, actually quite a few. This one's really valuable if you get it in the right condition, and I think the best place to spot it is going to be kind of in this T. There's multiple bars there, a little bit of the case in the U as well, and then in the bottom right of the I and the N. AU55 is $150, and Mint State 64 there is a sale at $1,500. There's also one where it's best seen in the B. There's going to be some clear kind of tilt doubling, and then a little bit in the inside of the G and the O and the D and in God. AU55 is $85, whereas Mint State 64 is $175. There's also the double die reverse. Again, we're looking in the stars. This time I think it's easier to see it in the right part of the stars, though I guess down here there's also some spread, but you can see kind of the split part of the star in the top right. AU55 is $50, Mint State 63 is $70, and Mint State 65 is $150. Then we've got the 1968D triple die obverse, and I find it pretty challenging to see the tripling on this, but you could see a little bit of maybe some notching in the bottoms of the T and the R, but I think really the place to search for it is in the top serif of the U, and then along the underside of the top parts of the S, and then both kind of, outcroppings in the T in the top of the letter. This one is not worth that much money. AU55 is maybe $15, Mint State 63 is $30, and then Mint State 65 is $70. And then we're gonna wrap things up with a 1976S 40% silver $half. It's a double die obverse, and the way to look for it is to search on the, you might be able to see it a little bit in the serif and the T and the R, but really the general marker is to search for the underside of the S, kind of that middle part of the S, and there's going to be a little bit of separation as is seen in both of these photos right in that location. This one's going to be worth $30 in AU55, $125 in Mint State 63, and $200 in Mint State 65. It's quite a rare coin, so pretty tough to find. If you do, congrats, but that's going to conclude our video for today. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me on my website, treasuretownYT.com, Facebook, TreasureTown, Instagram @TreasureTownYT, or Twitter @TreasureTown_YT, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my future vids.